This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and I think collectively we can all finally take a big, gigantic, deep breath. There was a bunch of breaking news last night that had a lot of people terrified. Now, luckily, we were some of the first people to get out the news about Nick Emmanwori and his injury scare that he had late on Wednesday night. Emmanwori, in the middle of practice, went up to knock a ball down, ended up rolling his ankle. All of a sudden, we find out that, hey, teammates, coaches were going over to console him. How bad is the injury going to be? How bad was the injury for Nick Emmanwori? We were able to get more of those details kind of ironed out today. I'm going to break them down while also going through what could happen potentially with Riq Woolen. I was able to have a conversation with him. And then, of course, we're going to end the show with some of my favorite sound bites from today's press conference and from media availability. Before we get into everything that's going on with Nick Emmanwori, make sure that you hit that dang sub button. Brett Alper is winning again, and we can never let Brett Alper win because then I just have to hear about it time in and time again. And right now, we are losing our sub battle. So make sure that if you get the opportunity to, you come in, you hit that subscribe button. Let's make sure that Seahawks Today goes out and beats Patriots today, not just on the field, but in the Chat Sports studios as well. We had this tweet that got put out last night. Of course, Adam Schefter ended up letting us know that there was clearly an issue with Nick Emmanwori. Now, unfortunately for the Seahawks, it wasn't well known what exactly the injury was, what were going to be the steps for the Seahawks to take. Was he going to end up being okay? We were freaking out here on the channel. I know a lot of you were freaking out as well. Now, head coach Mike Macdonald did go into a little bit greater detail last night without saying just too much. Macdonald said that Nick Emmanwori did have an ankle injury. We brought him in to look at it, and we'll kind of go from there and figure out what the next steps were. That was obviously all last night. Now, today, we were able to kind of figure out what those next steps were and how Emmanwori is going to be able to go out and play for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. By the way, if you're wondering why we're in a different backdrop, that's because we're on Radio Row right now getting ready for Super Bowl 60. You might be checking out what I've got rocking right now on my body, and, well, it is the Sweet Mob Mentality T-shirt. It's available right now at chatsports.com/mob shirt. All you got to do is go in and click the link. It's going to be in the comment section and description of today's video. You can see we've got the black on. There's also a navy as well. We've got the head honcho in the middle, 4 stars all around the edges. So make sure if you want to, you go in and you grab one for yourself. The thing is freaking sweet. Today, we got more clarity on what was going on with Nick Emmanwori, and I think that Macdonald kind of put everyone at ease, right? He comes in and he just flat out says, hey, I don't need to have a question right away. I'm just going to answer what's on everyone's mind. And what Macdonald did is he set a lot of us at ease.
I'm sure you're eager. There's no way the first question's about Nick, is it? Yeah, gave us just rolled his ankle yesterday, and he's got a low ankle sprain. Going to do the walkthrough today. We're not sure how extensive, if at all, he's going to practice, but he's confident, got a great plan, fully expect him to play, so good, right where we want to be. So, but he's doing great and moving around. Just got to make sure we handle it the right way, and probably going to be over careful and over cautious at this point to make sure we're rolling going into the weekend.
So clearly there are some good things there from what Macdonald had to say. Kind of let everyone in Seahawks land know, all of the 12s, hey, it's going to be okay. Emmanwori, he's on a good path right now. It's not a high ankle sprain like what happened earlier on. It's a low ankle sprain that makes it more likely that he will be able to come back and play in the game. And then I actually, as I was coming out of grabbing a nice soda beverage, I will not shout out the company, because there are no free shout-outs, but it's Uncle Dave's favorite type of soda. I did end up running in to Nick Emmanwori. He looked like he was moving smooth as he walked over to his podium at today's media availability, and I even actually got a question over to him, and I'm going to let you hear that right now.
Just probably a little bit more rehab and a little bit more care and focus on it. I mean, don't want to think of it too much. Feels good right now, so I don't want to like clutter my mind with just bad stuff or nonsense. But I know how my body feels. I know I'll be ready. Just got to keep focusing and attack the rehab.
What's your favorite part about playing in Seattle?
Definitely the atmosphere of the games. Like, man, that when we played the Rams and the Niners, man, that like the stadium was electric. Like it almost felt like a movie. Almost like the fans were live. You had the planes and helicopters flying over the game pregame. So definitely an electric stadium, and it's great.
Nick Emmanwori is going to play on Sunday. I felt pretty confident about that, not just from Mike Macdonald talking, but from seeing Emmanwori kind of moving around, and then from Emmanwori even having a conversation with me at the podium. And to me, it's very clear. Seattle is going to have their safety. Now, will he be at 100%? Probably not, but you are still going to get a version of Nick Emmanwori that will be successful for this Seahawks team, that will be able to help put this Seahawks team where they need to be. Defensively, they play a certain brand, a certain style, and Emmanwori is the linchpin in all of that because he allows them to play in their base formation because of his abilities to cover the tight ends that he needs to cover and add himself into the run game that he needs to add himself into.
Good question, man. That's one thing that, you know, that it's always in the back of my mind, but also
Super Bowl 60, and I believe that he will be as close to 100% as he possibly can be. I was very impressed with the rookie and where he was at in today's media availability and how he handled all of the questions that we asked. I think that he's going to play. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Very curious to see your opinion on Nick Emmanwori and his injury. After that, I caught up with Riq Woolen. I let you know that obviously Woolen and we had a little bit of a conversation on Monday. If you follow me on social media over on X at Will Ortner, I talked about kind of my conversation with Woolen and the potential that he may be a free agent. I thought it would be fun to kind of revisit that in today's media availability. I was able to have a little bit longer of a conversation, get kind of into the nitty-gritty when we're talking about whether Woolen would want to stay in Seattle. Right now he's coming up on the end of his rookie contract. It would make sense if I'm Riq Woolen to go and test free agency. It would also make sense if I'm the Seattle Seahawks to make sure that they are able to keep their cornerback. Now, obviously he's not cornerback one. That does kind of fall into Devin Witherspoon's category, but I would say that Riq Woolen has been very impressive from what I've been able to see from him. I think that, yes, there are a couple of big mistakes. The San Francisco game is one that sticks out to me. Two big mistakes at the very end of that game led to San Francisco actually scoring a touchdown week one and getting the victory. Now, when you look at the mistake that he made against the Rams, it's a bad taunting penalty. It is unfortunate. But again, I do feel like Riq Woolen is going to continue to push himself forward and continue to put more good things on tape. When you look at this season in its totality, Woolen has done a very good job, in my personal opinion, of doing the right things and putting himself in a position to be successful and making sure that he's adding to what this defense can be and what this defense will be. Will he stay in Seattle? We had to have a conversation about that today. He's a player that has been very good throughout his career. Now, obviously, the rookie year is going to be the big year that everyone wants to talk about. As we look over here at his career stats, obviously that 2022 season is the one that's going to stick out because, well, if it wasn't for Sauce Gardner, he would have been the defensive rookie of the year that year. And every year it's gone down a little bit, but I think that's more so because teams are not targeting Woolen quite as much. I think that Macdonald has reinvigorated Woolen. I think that Woolen understands if he stays in Seattle, you are going to see the best version of him. And I've been pretty honest about, hey, I have my complaints, right? Everyone has their complaints about a player. I still want Woolen in Seattle, and I think based on his answer, I think I got a decent chance at making that a reality.
Good question, man. That's one thing that, you know, that it's always in the back of my mind, but also, you know, I've been where my feet at. I've been blessed to be with this team. I've been able to, you know, contribute and have fun and enjoy this journey with them. And there's no better way to, you know, be at the end of this journey or continue this journey after this game or during this game. So I'm just happy to be here, and it's a blessing.
I tweeted this out when I posted this short little clip. I said, I want Riq Woolen to stay in Seattle. It's clear to me that the business sense of Woolen and whoever is kind of running his camp, his agent, his manager, they're doing the right things, right? Make sure that you go to free agency so that way you can get the most bang for your buck. That is what is most important. Get the most amount of money because you only have so many opportunities to do so. I'm saying Seattle has the cap space. Pay Riq Woolen to stay in Seattle. Re-sign him because he's a damn good corner. And I think that he kind of embodies what Seattle is. Hey, yeah, we're not perfect. But I'll tell you right now, when we are clicking on all cylinders, we're pretty damn hard to beat. The Seahawks should re-sign Riq Woolen. Let me know if that is correct down below in the comment section. You can agree or disagree. Just make sure that you do it down below. The last thing that I kind of want to end on is some final thoughts from some players who have been around the block for a little bit. I talked to Demarcus, Lawrence, Uchenna, Nuosu, and Quandre Diggs today about their thoughts on finally winning a Super Bowl on 3 really great careers in the National Football League. I want to start first with Lawrence and Uchenna, Nuosu. Obviously, these two have had stellar seasons this year for the Seahawks. 13 sacks between Nwosu and Demarcus Lawrence. By the way, Uchenna Nwosu, much larger of a man in person. They've also done a great job of getting into the backfield, getting a lot of TFLs, and there's more stats like pass knockdowns or balls swatted that we don't always dive into here on Seahawks Today, but I think that both of them do at an extremely high level. Both of these players deserve to win a title. They've both played for quite a while in the National Football League, and especially in the case of a guy like Demarcus Lawrence, he's been a Pro Bowler. He's been one of the top players in his position. Nuosu, when he's been able to stay healthy, he is one of the best players at his position. And so to hear from both of them on what it would mean to win a Super Bowl, I thought it was something that I couldn't just keep to myself, so I wanted to make sure that I shared it to you right here.
Truly a blessing to say that you achieved the highest stage of your profession, and to being a profession like the NFL as long as 12 years, and go through the ups and downs of injuries and stuff, and still say you made it to the top. It's beautiful.
It'd be a fairy tale for Demarcus Lawrence. We all know that he kind of called his shot when he was talking with Hawk Blogger earlier this year, and he said, I want to win a Super Bowl, and I knew that I couldn't do it in Dallas. In his first year in Seattle, Demarcus Lawrence is in a perfect position to do that. I want that victory for him. When I look at another guy who's been in the PNW for quite some time, Uchenna Nwosu, he has been fantastic when he's been with the Seahawks, but he's had to deal with a lot of injuries. He talks about that as well as some of his mentorship qualities that he's really been employing for the Seahawks in this clip.
Man, it's a blessing, honestly. It's an honor. I've worked my butt off, and guys look up to me. Guys respect what I do on and off the field. So any way I can be a leader to the younger generation coming up, man, it's an honor.
Yes, sir. Obviously, you've been playing in the National Football League quite a long time. What would it mean to win a Super Bowl?
It would mean everything, man. Just because of what I've been through, in the league of the last 2 years, all the injuries I've gone. So just I came back, played at a high level, and was able to contribute to a Super Bowl winning team. It's a blessing.
By the way, Uchenna Nwosu, not only does he deserve a Super Bowl title, I do think it is important to note that he is the best shadow boxer, that according, of course, to Uchenna Nwosu on the Seahawks team. A lot of those guys have been doing that. A lot of fun that they were having at today's media availability. Last guy that I want to talk about, because I was able to catch him in the hallway before media availability ended, was Quandre Diggs. He had a long, successful career here in Seattle, and I really enjoyed his first stint. I'm happy now in his second stint that he does have an opportunity to win that title, even though he might not be playing as much as he previously had or may want.
It's been special. Just being around my guys, the people that, I'm used to being around, and just enjoying these moments. But it's been cool, it's something that, obviously since I got hurt, when I got back Minnesota game, that I kind of spoke into existence. So it's been pretty cool.
How have you taken on a leadership role with a very talented but young defensive back room?
I kind of just let the guys do their thing, man. People that know me, they know I'm not a yeller, I'm not a screamer, none of that stuff. I just kind of stay like this, but I'm always joking around, keeping the guys loose, and just letting them be focused and, do their thing. And I got tips here and there, I just go and do that.
He was a star when he was here in Seattle, and I want a Super Bowl title for him. I want a Super Bowl title for all of these players, and of course I want it for the younger guys, the guys who have only played a year or two, or even some of the rookies. But in Seattle, there are a lot of players that have been in the National Football League for a long time, and they deserve to have a Super Bowl victory. They've had stellar careers. Uchenna Nuosu has been great when he can play and has been healthy. In fact, I've been more impressed with him and his growth this year than I think almost anyone else on the team. Demarcus Lawrence, that guy is potentially a Hall of Famer in the National Football League. And to have his career revitalized in Seattle to the point where he is one of the key cogs on that defensive line, I want a title for him. Quandre Diggs, he put in years of hard work here in Seattle and was a star, and now could potentially get a Super Bowl victory to cap off a great career, because you know he's only got 1 or 2 seasons left, if any. Man, I think that's all so freaking special, and I want a Super Bowl for those guys, and I wanted to make sure that I shared those clips with y'all. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. We are live for one more day on Radio Roll here at the Super Bowl. So anything that you see coming out on Friday and Saturday, you will, of course, see from us here on Radio Row. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure that you hit that sub button. We've got a ton of great content coming your way that you do not want to miss out on. So hit that sub button. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video, and I cannot wait to see you next time.